Hello, hello. Give it a couple more minutes to see if anybody, not a minute, not a couple more minutes, just another minute to see if anyone else joins us. You will need a, oh, here's somebody already. Speak of the devil. High-backed chair that's not going to go anywhere, or kitchen worktop. Kitchen worktop is probably the best height in terms of what we're going to do, but back of your sofa, back of a chair, provided that it's not going to go sliding anywhere as you lean on it, is all good. So let's get ourselves moving. First movement. I was doing them because it's something that I do quite a lot. You can do them in a plank position on the floor, which is an option that you can choose if you want to. But I just ran through the routine with the camera on, and I was like, these look a bit odd, like I'm trying to seduce you all, but disclaimer, that's not the case. So we'll start with some hip rolls. So as I said, if you'd like to do them in a knee plank position or a high plank position on the floor, you can, but the modified version works just as well, and you actually get a little bit more range. So leaning on whatever surface you are using, and we're just going to bring the feet back a little bit. I don't want to do sort of a completely high plank position there. I'm just bringing them in comfortably, and you can just start to lower your hips down towards that surface, and then roll them just one direction with. You're drawing a big circle with those hips. Let that lower back crease in as you head towards your chair or your kitchen worktop, and hopefully no one will walk in and go, what on earth are you doing? So just rolling those hips around. Play with the foot position. Some of you might find that a little bit easier with a slightly wider foot. Oh, a late comer, so keep rolling. And then when you are happy with rolling in that direction, change that hip roll to the other direction. So those have just joined, we are doing hip rolls in this modified position, but you can also do it in a plank position on the floor. We're just sort of moving the hips in a big circle, let the lower back really crunch in as you go forward. Awesome. More, and then we'll just stop with those. We're going back to them at the end. Awesome. Right, relax it there. We still need the chair. We're going to be doing, well, I've called it a Superman. It's probably got other names. So again, we've got one hand on the chair, and we're going to do same arm, same leg. We're just going to lift arm and leg together, like that. Just to begin with, just trying to keep more upright than leaning forward. So my supporting arm is quite straight. Leaning in a second, but let's just get lower back and everything used to that lift. Lovely. Two more, and then we'll swap sides. I can't count, I've done 3. Swapping over, other arm, other leg. Just raising them up, keeping that torso as still as you can. And just using a range that feels comfortable, leaning into those stretchy feels. Moving as fast or as slow as feels good. One more. We're going to go back to the side we started on, and now we're going to start to lean that body forward just a little bit. So as you reach forward, you're coming more into chest being parallel to the floor. So if you had laser nipples, maybe pointing down, at the floor instead. As you come into, it's like fingers and toes are trying to get as far away from each other as they can. So just like Superman flying through the air. You might feel hamstring on that standing leg. Pretty normal for this position. We'll do 2 more and then we'll swap back to that original side. Awesome. And swapping over. Tipping chest down towards the floor. One more. Finding that you don't sort of kick anything over as you go. Also rest it there. Now I want you to imagine that you're holding a box. Maybe it's a Christmas present and you're holding it out straight, quite robotic. Hold that present for me. It's about shoulder width. And as we step into a side step or lunge, we're going to rotate that box to the side. Eyes are going to stay at me for the moment. How much you lean into that leg will determine how much intensity you put into the lower body. We're just moving around that neck by keeping that gaze forward. Lovely. One more on this side. Then we're going to go other side. Rest your arms for a moment. Now your other leg. Again, leaning in. Keep that gaze. I nearly turned my head then. Keep that gaze at me. I'll keep my gaze at you all. Woken up with a rather stiff feeling neck, so hoping this is going to make you feel much better. 2 more on this side. And we are back to our little big man. Okay, relax those arms, turn that heater off. Now I'm moving, I feel a lot less cold. So, same again, we're going to do same arm, same leg. We're going to tip ourselves forward and then using your palm as sort of a guide, your palm is then going to face outwards. So it's going to bring those nip blazers to the side and then you're going to bring them back in and stand yourself up. Let me demo one complete rep for you. So we're leaning, opening it out. Let arm and leg do what they want in order to balance, and then bring yourself up to that full standing position, and then go again. So joining in whenever you're ready. And toe does the same thing, so toe turns out, palm turns out, and that brings the body into that other position. If that feels a little bit too wobbly, you can just keep that toe on the ground and just open that chest out instead. And of course, if you wobble, bring that foot down just to balance yourself as you go. Two more on this side. And it's still wobbly, holding on to the chair. I'm wobbling all over the place. on the other side. And then you're ready. Still do a bit of dumbbells from dumbbells on Monday. You might be aware of them. In this position, I certainly am. My butt still hurts. A bit more here. Relax yourselves, grab a sip of water, and then back to our box. So as you step out now to the side, eyes still at me. I want you to rotate that box and bring it back in. Rotate it out, flip it back, and then bring it back in. So we're getting some lateral bend here by rotating our imaginary box to the side. And if you had a yoga block to hold, you can also do that if you want to actually move something, so you can imagine it a bit more. But I'll just pretend it's got a box. So starting just on one side, rotate it, flip it, and bring it back in. And just keep those eyes at me. Think how that crunches down one side of your core whilst opening up. The other. One more here. Relax those arms. Other side. Grabbing hold of that box. It's a very production line, isn't it? Flip, back, and in. Feel like a robot. Again, it might feel slightly different depending on which side of the body you're using. I know I go on about noticing the differences a lot, but it's just because a lot of people think that it's symmetrical, and that's just not a thing. Lovely, one more. Perfect, relax those arms. Going back to our chair. This time we're going to use one arm to thread the needle in that single-legged position. So let me demo. We're going to do the same again. We're going to tip, reach forward, and then we're going to bring this arm through those hips, turning slightly, and then bring it out as much as you can. If that is a little bit wobbly, it doesn't feel quite right, of course, that toe on the ground. Same again, let those hips roll in and down. And if you want to, you can always give it a little leg lift. Just bring it off once you've got that balance. So starting on one side. This is my wobbliest side. My other side felt okay, so I'm going to start on the wobbliest side and then be more stable when we switch sides. So taking everything into that Superman, bring that arm under, close those hips up, and then bring it out as far as you can, holding for as long as feels comfortable, and then standing yourself back up, just for a nice chill, nice and straight, before you go for your next one. we're going to do 3 more on this side before we swap over. Of course, you can move quicker or slower with just those reps. Awesome. One more. Wonderful. Having a little rest if you need one before going in on that other leg and that other arm. Starting whenever you're ready. Spreading the arms through and back out. Quite a lot of work for that standing leg as well. 2 more on this side, and then we're back to our little robot body. Last one. Maybe a bit sweaty, to be honest. It's quite a lot of work. Okay, back to that box. You're going to step out, rotate it, flip it, and then I want your head to look at me through that gap before you come back out of it. And that reverse motion, obviously we're quite robotic. As we come here, I don't want you to worry about reversing it all smoothly. Just bring yourself back in however your body wants to do that. So whatever makes sense to your motor patterns, just let them do what they want. Okay, here we go. Stepping out, rotate, flip the box, have a little look at me through there, and then bring yourself back to that centre. Increase that side bend whilst we're already rotating. 2 more on this side. Stuff, relax the arms for a second. Going on the other side, got this, and then one more thing, and then we're all done. Bring that box up, rotate it, flip, have a little look at me through those arms, and then bring yourself back to the centre. Lovely stuff. More. Hopefully this is the little bit of movement that's going to make you feel good today. Bring those arms in. We're going back to those hip rolls. So we started looking a bit inappropriate, we're going to end looking a bit inappropriate. So this time we are going to take it into as high plank as possible. Now, for those who missed the demonstration at the beginning, you can do this in a plank position on the floor. You just roll your hips towards the ground and back up. Looks just as funky on the floor. But if you'd like to do it modified, like I'm going to do, then we need to have as much weight in the arms as possible, and we can do that by just coming onto our toes and bringing those toes back until we feel like, let's It's a little bit difficult to hold that position, but not impossible. So when we add the rolls in, that's obviously going to increase the intensity. We're going to start rolling in one direction, and then we'll do it in the other, about 4 to 5 in each direction, just in this more intense position. Rolling it round. Oh, I can feel my abs a lot when I do that. One more, and then we'll change direction. Other way. That is very difficult. Last one. Oh, awesome. Right, we're all done. Well done to all joining in, and I will see you next time. Take care everyone, have a good day. I'll speak to you all soon.